Intel is spinning off an important AI division that could help the San Francisco Bay Area in the long run. The company RealSense, which is a computer vision and a AI robot developer, they make robots that can even help blind people see. How does that work? Well, we have Mike Nielsen, Vice President of Marketing, joining us to explain. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
First, can you tell us what makes your robot so unique?
So we focus on the development of perception systems that can help robots see better and operate better in the real world, specifically the human world, something we refer to as called physical AI. What we're seeing is that in order to operate safely and to do tasks around human beings, without having to change the human environment, you need to make sure that the machines that are operating in that space can do so in a way that's really safe and can do so in a way that doesn't require modification of the human environment. For that, you need perception, like you're showing right now, for robots that can do very, very different things than humans can, but can do so also very quickly and can see in 3 dimensions and can see depth with high precision. Everything from moving pallets to moving devices to being able to determine a human being and who that human is, whether it's their operator, et cetera.
Wow. Okay. So can you give us examples of how you envision these robots working? I mean, I'm thinking in places like hospitals or warehouses.
Yeah, so we're seeing applications in a ton of different environments. Everything from precision agriculture, where you don't want human beings operating around chemicals or pulling weeds. We've also got environments where they're lifting heavy items that are either dangerous or in environments that humans really shouldn't operate in, all the way up to dangerous situations like firefighting and obviously in first responder and police work. You've also got some, like you're showing right now, a significant uptake of biometric analysis for things like access control for everything from stadiums to getting into your workplace to going through the airport. Like at SFO, they're deploying right now biometrics so you can just walk right on the airplane. And then we're seeing an additional set of capabilities for people that need assistive technologies. So we're now using our perception capabilities with companies like iSynth, who are using the cameras combined with a custom capability they designed with researchers to turn the physical environment into sounds. And one of the most moving things I've seen in a very, very long time was that customer showing us a video of a blind person able, without assistance, except for the technology they developed, to reach their hand out and shake a hand for the first time.
Yeah, can you go into more detail on that, how exactly that works? I mean, they're wearing, and I was looking at the video, I was trying to research on my own, but maybe you can explain it simply. It looks like they're wearing glasses, but then they're hearing things and sensing things. Go into more detail. I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah, so the camera itself, the module that you see sitting above the glasses, that does depth analysis at extremely high fidelity and precision. So we can essentially use our camera to determine in the 3 dimensional space how far away objects are, identify what those objects could be, and infer some behaviors of what those objects might do. So for example, this technology used with this company called iSynth identifies a person, then identifies a hand, and then translates that information into bone conducted sound to the blind person's face directly, so that it's not overwhelming. They still hear their environment, but it translates that into a language that the blind person has learned over the course of a half a day. From that, they're able to then infer from the environment obstacle avoidance, not tripping over a curb, or walking up to a friend and being able to go in for a hug for the first time without having to stumble through that scenario. Because
Wow.
before you had to use a cane. That was the highest technology they had, and now completely changing the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's life-changing for so many people. I mean, how soon do you think something like that's going to be on the market for people who are visually impaired to be using?
We're seeing the visually impaired applications going out now. They're largely being developed in Europe and being scaled out through Europe and then internationally. But we've also seen this technology be applied for the deaf to be able to use ASL to translate that to spoken language and vice versa. And then, of course, the other applications you're seeing for humanoids, for pallet loading, for biometric analysis, for any of those different applications, we're seeing a growth right now the trajectory is huge. I mean, NVIDIA is leading this market from an AI core design perspective for AI chips. Um, they're helping drive that market. We're driving the perception systems behind that. And we're seeing these things grow at 200% per year. So the market's extraordinary and the use cases are taking off in ways that we never even envisioned 2 years ago.
Yeah, just watching the video of how these robots are working, it's incredible. Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. I could talk about this with you all day, but we'll have you back on and maybe we could test them out here, or I'll come to you.
That'd be fantastic. We'd love to. Thank you.